Always and Forever, a Tsukishima Kei X-Reader fanfiction. You and Tsukishima had been dating for 5 years now. You were the love of his life who'd been with him through his best and worst times, and he would never have it any other way. He loved how clingy you were because it showed him that you truly cared about and loved him. He trusted you with all of his secrets and appreciated your positive outlook on life because that outlook was something he didn't have but had always been looking for. Today was your anniversary, so Tsukishima planned out a date night with you for when he was done with his volleyball match. Of course, you'd be there to cheer him on during the entire thing. The first time you went, you saw how much better Tsukishima performed when he knew you were watching. The male refused to tell you where you were going, not wanting to spoil the surprise. The only piece of information he gave you was, put on something formal, but in which you can still move properly. So here you were, cheering your boyfriend on from the stands. Tsukishima was trying his best, occasionally catching your gaze as you smiled at him lovingly. Karasuno ended up winning with 25-22. As the team cheered and walked off the court, you ran over and hugged him. "You did amazing, babe. I'm so proud of you," you whispered in his ear. He let out a light chuckle. "Go wait by the exit. I'll be right there, okay?" he said and walked off to the locker rooms. 10 minutes later, Tsukishima walked out with his bag hanging over his shoulder. Gently grabbing your hand, the two of you walked back home to get ready for the date. As you were putting on your outfit, Tsukishima grabbed a very important little box from the back of his closet and stuffed it into his pocket. As you met downstairs, the male was completely enchanted by how good you looked. You saw a faint blush on his cheeks and smiled brightly. You look great, dear," he muttered. "So do you," responded as Tsukishima slipped your jacket over your shoulders. "Let's get going now." The both of you got in the car. You still had no clue where you'd be going, but after close to 20 minutes, you arrived at a large glass-roofed planetarium. Parking the car, Tsukishima stepped out and opened the door for you. You held on to his arm as the two of you walked inside. The large space was decorated with a lot of plants and a big fountain in the middle. Hanging from the ceilings were small replicas of all the planets known to mankind. They gave off a soft light, which helped light up the place, along with the light that came from the moon and the stars. The two of you walked through the garden, just reminiscing about things you'd experienced throughout your relationship. The hardships, but also the happiest moments. The times where you laughed, cried, and just lived life as if there was no tomorrow. Tsukishima had helped you realize that there was more in life than just worrying about getting a job and making sure you'll be able to live carelessly in the future. He helped you realize love was just as important, that you finally found someone who understood you and cared about you, the special someone you could share everything with without getting judged. Walking along the path, you soon reached the middle of the garden where the fountain was. The soft trickling of the water filled your ears. You were so caught up in the beauty of the fountain and its details that you didn't notice Tsukishima getting down on one knee. As you turned around, about to tell him something, you saw him holding out a little box. The moonlight hit your face perfectly as you stared in awe. "Dear Ryan, I've spent hours trying to come up with what to say, but decided to throw it all out the window last minute. I wanted everything I said to come straight from my heart. You are truly the most amazing person I've ever met. You helped me understand what love really means and how to express my emotions in a way that wouldn't hurt others. You were always there if I needed to rant, and you'd just sit there intently listening to everything I had to say. It's as if we were made for each other. And I wanted this opportunity to finally ask you, Ryan, do you want to marry me?" Your eyes started filling with tears as you nodded yes. Tsukishima stood up and wrapped his arms around you, hugging you close. "I promise I'll never let you go," he whispered as he carefully put the engagement ring around your finger. You had dreamed of this moment ever since you were a little kid, and saying yes was oh so worth it.